In this lesson, we're going to discuss and look at the autosave function of Qcad. So first we're going to go up here and we're going to open a file, open this flange file, and I'm going to make a change to it because autosave doesn't work until there's been a change made to the loaded file. So let's go ahead and place a line, two-pointer line right here up in the corner. Now autosave is activated. My autosave is set for 2-minute intervals, and I'm going to pause until the 2 minutes occurs and we'll move on. Okay, as you can see, I now have an autosave. That's where it placed it, and that's what it named it. Now I'm going to use Control-Alt-Delete. I'm going to start the task manager. I'm going to kill that application that has that flange open right there. I'm going to end that task. Notice that Qcad noticed that we're trying to shut it down, so he tried to prompt me. He did everything he can to try to save my butt. He tried to prompt me and let me save it, but if I just ignore that and end it now with the system, close the program, Qcad didn't have a chance. He couldn't do anything about it. So because of that, we now have a condition where the programs have been killed during operation. We have an autosave file that's newer than the original file, which we never got to save. So let's see what that does for us. Notice that the autosave file, which has a tilde in front of it here, that is saved the same place as the source file was previously saved. Now if for some reason you started a new file and you haven't saved it yet, then the autosave recovery file will be in a different location, and that will be located here in Windows 7, users, your name, be located the same place as the Qcad3 INI file. Once you save the file, then from then on it will be located wherever the source file is located. So that should help clear up where your autosave files are stored. The next time I tried to open this flange file, I got this message. And what it's saying is that it did an autosave for me to protect me. And then when I crashed the program, it never had a chance to save the actual file I was editing. So now that I'm trying to reload the file by the file name that I was editing previously, then the autosave function says, wait a minute, we have a newer version out there. You want to use the autosaved version. So let's take a quick look again at why it did that. If you will notice, the autosave flange file has a timestamp of 10:08 a.m. whereas the original document that I loaded before I crashed Qcad had a timestamp of 1:09 p.m. the 15th. This is 2 days later on the 17th. So the file was last updated 2 days earlier, and I was in the process of updating it again on the 17th when I crashed Qcad. Fortunately, Qcad saved a autosave version of it with this timestamp. So when I tried to open the file now, Qcad says, look, I've got a timestamp that's newer on an autosave file. Do you want to use it? And our answer to that in this particular case is no, because I did it on purpose. But in your particular case, you would most likely want to say yes, so that you don't lose any changes you made between opening the original file and the last autosave version of that file. But this story isn't over yet. Notice once I loaded this flange file over here, I got a notice saying move the autosave backup file to. So it renamed the autosave file to flange.back000.dxf. And then it went ahead and opened the flange file. So I still have access to that last version of the autosave, and it's in the same folder as the file I'm using. Next, I open Qcad.
So this list demonstrates a sequence of events.
It
gets too tongue-tied trying to say all these things.
prompted me
So I just
again
presented a
because I
list. You
didn't
can
save
read
it
the
the first
list.
time I
The
opened
bottom
it.
line is at
Just
the end of this
shut down and
sequence
didn't
of
save it.
actions,
So the second
we're going
time
to
I
have a
opened the
folder which
file,
has
it
the
repeated
flange
the
file,
prompt saying, do you want to use the
the flange back
autosave
000,
file?
and the flange back
This
001.
time I said no
And
again.
those will be there until we delete those two backup files.
During this time, when I was finished looking at the file, I actually saved the file. And that made the timestamp newer than the autosave versions. So now I'm opening the file for a third time. Notice that we now have 3 autosave actions taken against this open file. So let's go and take a look at the folder and see what's going on there. If you notice, there's only one autosave file. So the autosave file, the tilde flange, overwrites every time it does an autosave update. So there are not multiple autosave files. This concludes the discussion of the Qcad autosave function. It's quite robust. It's there to protect you, and it does a good job.